Super Soul Sisters, and yet again an amazing episode. My name is Rowena Kajumba, and I must tell you today we have an amazing woman in uniform, which of course many have come to realize that this is a friendly uniform, okay? So many times people have perceptions of things, but with me is Margaret Kasumba, whom, which many of you may know from being the first woman to take in the law enforcement division at Uganda Wildlife Authority. Now, of course, she has a story to that, but of course, before we get into the current, she will be telling us what has made her the Super Soul Sister she is today. You're welcome.
Thank you, Rowena.
Yes.
Like you have rightly pointed out, my name is Margaret Kasumba. My other name is Kajote, the one that was given to me by my dad before he took on his. Yes, and I work with the Uganda Wildlife Authority.
Yes.
I head the law enforcement function.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
as a manager, law enforcement.
Okay. Now, I know people have, want to hear that story eventually, but if we're talking about Margaret Kasumba, and allow me to add Kajote, yes?
Abwoli also.
Abwoli.
Yes.
Who is this person?
I was born in the year 1978 to Muzei Yostasi Kasumba Akiki and his dear wife, Omucharakati Ada Kasumba Akiki as well.
Okay.
I was born in Kabarole Hospital. By then, it was all Kabarole district.
That is true.
But at the moment, after the division, I'm now from Bunyangabu district.
Okay.
It's now Bunyangabu. But even before the division, my actual place of birth was within the Bunyangabu itself.
Okay.
And that is Buhesi,
Okay.
in a village called Ruensenene.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm the eighth of the 10 children.
Over 10.
From
so
my
you
mom.
could have been the last one at some point.
And we are 15 in total.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm the 13th when you add all the children of my dad.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. From my mom, we were 10. From our other mummies, they were 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's quite interesting. Now, what was your childhood like? Being born there, did you spend most of your childhood there?
I grew up at our home.
Yes.
At Ruensenene, Buhesi, Bunyangabu, Toro. I went to school within the same locality.
Okay.
My primary school is Kaguma Primary School. And actually now one of the schools performing best in Bunyangabu district.
Oh, nice. Really nice.
Yeah, it is a church-founded school affiliated to Kaguma Church of Uganda. From my P1 up to P6, then P7, they took me to a different school within now Burasha County, a neighboring county to Bunyangabu County. Then Bunyangabu was a county.
Yes.
That time.
So then
was
for P7, you went
to... For P7, I went to Nyansozi Primary School. That's where I sat for my P7 from. For some reason, my parents knew best. Maybe they were studying trends and how people are performing.
How people are performing. That's true. That's true.
So that's where I did my P7.
What was that like? What do you have in memory of your childhood?
We grew up a gang.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
so
gang.
Many.
Yeah.
We were a very happy big family. We being I was among the youngest.
Ones,
yes. And we grew up in an environment where we were really pampered. Yeah. The old guys are around to do the work for
the
you.
Young ones, you're
just enjoying
yourself.
They are telling you, go bathe, go sleep. This business of making you sleep in the afternoon. We would go to bed, squeeze our A's, come out when they are red, and then
you say, I've slept.
While yawning, meanwhile. Are you sure you've slept? You've just spent 5 minutes there. Go back. What? But time came, we outgrew that. We became the big guys in the home. We also took on our roles. But we really grew up that kind of environment.
Yes.
And it was a good one. We learned a lot of things. I personally, I was a very inquisitive child. I liked exploring, wanting to know how about that, how about this, why is this like that, why, you know?
Yes.
I had a lot of questions that I felt
you must have
should
been
be
nagging
answered.
your bigger brothers and sisters. Must have been really nagging them.
A lot.
Can imagine.
So I would ask a lot of questions, and people were available to give me answers. And where I would not be satisfied, I would
inquire more. Yeah.
Inquire more, even try to find out by myself. Like I remember one time where, you know, for us, at home we are cattle keepers. We grew up, that is the kind of work we used to do as children.
Yes.
To go take care of cows.
Yes.
You know, look after the calves, and what will others are looking after the big ones.
Yes.
Then do the ekomi, I don't know how they call it in English.
In English, yeah.
That which you put together, put fire to make sure smoke comes out, and the cows are not disturbed by
the flies and
flies. And so while grazing, we would come across holes dug, and I used to ask my brother, what's this? And then he would say, those holes are dug by animals called enyamunungu, porch pines.
Yes.
So at one point I said, we can't we stay around and see how it does it, how it enters, because the thing goes like, and then my brother told me it can go up to Kabarole in town. I think that was the lie, I don't know. So at one point I really wanted to find out whether that hole really goes up to how the nyamunungu itself looks like. And I loved nature, so I wanted to explore, especially on the nature side.
Yes.
So one day I went to the farm in the hole, because my brother had expressed, he had already shown, he said that he didn't want me to enter the hole.
So that's when you wanted to actually do it.
I went there alone. I tried to enter, but unfortunately the hole is actually small. I could not fit.
Yeah.
But I tried, then when I could not fit, I left. I said, oh, okay. Maybe it is true, it goes up to Kabarole town anyway.
That's quite interesting.
And then me and my sister, Kasumba Kezabu, Beth, unfortunately she passed on, may her soul rest in peace. My dad, by the way, also passed on in 2019. He passed on, an old man who had given it all to us. He simply, do you know, he defined the word resting in peace.
Yes, you're like, you know, he needs to rest.
He rested.
He needed
in
the
peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So my sister, you know, like I told you, it was a big family. We have so many sisters around. We even had other cousins and whatnot.
Yes.
Now they would refuse us to do some of the work. So we were really interested in peeling.
You wanted to
peel. We would say, sisters, peel.
And that was so cool.
It was cool. We wanted to do it, but they would refuse us. You know, when you have a lot of people to do the work for you, even if you're a mom, there's a way you feel like, this one should not do it. It's not yet their time.
Yes, that this one's do it.
So we would get the matoke with my sister, take it somewhere and hide ourselves, and actually peel using reeds, amavingo. You know, they can be sharp. So we would peel. Realize it is tiresome, but what if we could get knives, the better. Those people use knives, but then they would hide the knives from us. So we would peel and come back, try to hide, but when you can't, you have full of the, what is that called? The amakamba thing.
Is it called sap?
Wax? I don't know. Banana wax? I don't understand what it's called. But somehow we had found out how the thing is actually.
Yes.
But what lessons do I take from that, and what do I want to share? It was a village setup.
Yes.
Where we had that opportunity. The matoke was there, we could explore with it and learn how to peel. Of course, our mom had told us our time is coming for us to do it.
Yes.
But what if it had not come? You know? I realize it's a challenge for our children these days.
Yeah.
Where is the matoke for them to play around with to learn how to peel?
No,
are you even giving them that opportunity?
They're going to.
Whereas ours finally came.
Yes.
Ours finally came. We peeled, we cooked actually, real cooking at home. The other thing still about me in my inquisitivity and what, I use it to love reading. A lot. Whatever I would come across, I would endeavor to read. Even if something is so hard for me, I would try.
Want to.
And then when I fail, I take someone who can read better. They read it, they pronounce it well, and then I'm copying it. The next time I'm copying it, and I've got it already.
Yes.
Beat people's notes. Some siblings were older, of course, in higher classes.
Yes.
I would get their books, try to read the notes. I would really want that knowledge
you don't even
also.
know what you're reading
Yet
anyway.
it wasn't even my time yet to. Anything, am I cleaning around and I come up with a piece of paper, I pick it and read it.
So in the process, you first leave the mopping and start reading. You never got in trouble for this curiosity
because
of
my
yours?
mom would actually find me seated doing something very different from what I'd been sent to do. And that reading led me somewhere. I became the news reporter of the home.
Oh, nice.
I think they identified my
Something
talent.
in you, yes.
Yeah, and said this one, that inquisitivity. Even me would feel it.
You know.
I felt I wanted to become one of those news readers and read the news on radio. By then it was only radio, by the way. There was no TV. Oh, if it was there, very limited. Very limited.
That is true.
And it was only one radio, Radio Uganda. And there was this man called Bale Francis.
Yes. Yes.
My God.
So I'm imagining you as a child actually trying to sound like.
I actually would
Bale
read
Francis.
notes like Bale Francis. And then there was this brother of mine who really used to tease me a lot. He loved what I was doing and he kept monitoring my situation. And he said, now you're going to read for us this. Now you're Bale Francis. I would feel, I am
the one.
And I'd pick a paper. And I begin.
Yes.
The way I would mimic Bali, exactly like how you used to do it. Little did I know I would actually get to the point where I even work with Radio Uganda and even read the news.
Yes, I know. And you see, that's what I was saying. As a younger child, so many times we think, because you know, especially today, parents are busy. You don't identify this. You're like, but what's wrong with this child? They're wasting a lot of time, you know? I remember back in the day when they used to say to be a musician was
something weird.
Something bad. As a parent, they would be disappointed. But here we are, you know, things change. Now, when you leave Bunyangabo and you go to the next county for P7, you've left.
Actually, that
did you
county,
go alone?
it's just the school that was in a different county.
Oh, the school.
But I
you kept
continued
coming back.
staying home.
Okay, but what
and
is that?
we would walk to go to school. That is the other thing I'm so scared about. I keep asking myself, what kind of children are we raising here in Kampala?
Yeah.
Driving them to school, they go sleeping in the car.
in the car.
They reach the school, you're waking them up to enter the school
Class,
compound.
yes.
They're
They
picking
sleep
them in the
midway at
evening.
school.
You're picking them in the evening. They come the same way they went.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Me, I used to walk
scared.
kilometers. School. Very
Did
tiny,
you have
very
any
little.
of your other siblings with you?
We would, walk as a group. They were so protective.
Yes.
But they would not carry you. You would walk.
Walk.
You would walk up to the school and even back.
What was that like though, P7 now? I know you are still walking with your siblings to go to school. But
I came to begin now walking alone when I was taken to that other school, now in P7.
P7,
because
yes.
the others remained the other end. We're now in different classes.
and
Others have actually gone there in senior. There was a secondary school near home called Kaboyo Secondary School. Most of my siblings were going there. And
Because it was near.
a distance, they would walk.
And then you walked alone.
Yeah, I would walk alone, but then I got to know there were others, people within the
Community, like children
going to the same school. So I picked a new group now to be moving with, and I began growing, knowing it's no longer relatives
having your
anymore.
own identity.
Yeah, and then that is the time I'm also taking on responsibilities at home. My mom, you remember she told us your time will come?
Your time will come.
My time had come actually at
Yes.
that time. You're the one going back, you're fetching water, you're fetching firewood, you're cooking.
Yes.
But still we were there, we had some people to send, because now you're the big
now
one.
some younger ones.
Now
also
you are now allocating duties and roles. My P7, I did my P7 at Nyansozi Primary School. I passed in second grade.
Nice.
That was
Considering you had all the walking to.
We have people who are super pampered.
I know.
And they still fail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
It was a good first, good second. I now qualified to go to second.
Okay. But what subjects did you love? You know, because at this point,
I loved
yeah.
SST.
Yeah.
I loved English a lot.
Yes.
I loved science. You can see the grading now, which
Exactly.
is first, second. Right? Math was not so friendly. Now I had changed from the other journalist
Yes.
to wanting to become a lawyer. But I still loved journalism because there's a way journalism is inseparable with the law.
Yes,
there's
that
a
is
way they
very
are
true.
intertwined.
Yes.
So I found myself having a 2-in-1, but the other one being up and this one a bit coming down because now I was no longer that dramatic news reader at home. And then I was very good with current affairs. I would listen to that news and then I would be the one to update.
And tell everyone.
By then it was only President Museveni, this, President Museveni, that, and then I would brief my dad. President Museveni said this, President Museveni went here.
So now, as you finish your P7, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at this person who has to go to one of the best schools in Uganda and study and go to Makerere University and come out a lawyer. I always wanted to be
a lawyer.
Either I had never wanted to be a defense counsel. I had always admired people who sit to determine the cases, so the judges, the magistrates.
Yes.
And then there's people who stand there to argue for the other person.
Yes.
Okay, of course, even defense counsel, you are arguing for the other, but I'd never wanted to defend.
Just in case
cases.
It's a thief.
Oh, God. So in so doing, I found defining myself as a state prosecutor of some sort.
Yeah, you're like, this what fits me. Interesting.
So I do my P7, I perform the way I have told you, and actually don't qualify to go to the best. Where did I end up? By that time now, my brother, who was staying in Kampala and was in the army, says, you know what? Now that she has not managed to go to one of the best schools in Kabarole, she has to come to Kampala and we get her a school this way because schools this end were regarded to be at a very good standard regardless of what kind of school and what have you. Yeah. So I come to Kampala. After coming to Kampala, he got some issues and he could not, for some reason, I don't know why, he didn't want me to go to boarding school. He always wanted day school where I come from
monitor
home.
You maybe.
Come from home, I go, I come back,
Yes.
So somehow, when something happened, he sent me now to Mukono. There was another brother of mine staying there called Charles Manyindo Elliott. He also passed on, may his soul rest in eternal peace. I go to Mukono, and they take me to a school called Ndeba Senior Secondary School. I studied my senior 1 there. Towards going to senior 2, actually completed the entire senior 1. Going to senior 2, my brother now comes back. Send her back now. I'm sent back to Kampala to go to that school. Coming back to Kampala. Me, I wasn't the one making those decisions. So I don't know.
No. The older ones were making the
Where did I end up? I ended up back in Fort Portal.
What?
In Impanga Senior Secondary School.
For your senior 2 now? Senior
2. I'm now in senior 2. I'm in Impanga. So it's a day school.
Yes.
I'm coming from Maguru, from my auntie's place, Mrs. Mugambwa, Joyce Mugambwa, Abwoli. That's where I'm staying. And I'm studying Mpanga. I studied the whole term. Mpanga SS. I complete. I'm there, I've established a friendship base. I'm really getting used to the situation.
Crew now.
I've got my crew, my gang. What happens? My brother carries me again.
Hey.
Back to Kampala. This time he carried us both, me and Beth my sister.
Yes.
First she was studying at Kasese. So he combined us and brought us back all to Kampala. And took us to a school in Mengo called St. Francis Senior Secondary School.
That's for your senior 2 still?
No. I'm now going to senior 3.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, at St. Francis, we studied senior 3, senior 4. At least there. Now he was staying with us.
Yeah.
I wasn't that stubborn that I needed to be policed around. But I think he was aiming at something. Like really wanting, there's something he was seeing in us and he wanted it to be properly nurtured maybe. Yeah. So at St. Francis.
But did this affect you, when you move schools?
Up to now, I don't feel comfortable explaining that journey.
I know what you're saying.
We go on, we study, we complete senior 4. I go to senior 6 at a school called Brain Trust Academy. in Mengo still.
Oh, okay. Because your brother was still around.
So now that school didn't have a center. We came to learn towards doing our senior 6.
So you had to register.
They now registered us in a school called Ahmadiyya Muslim High School. So my certificate actually reads Ahmadiyya. It has no history of my... Those are some of the things. Schools that had centers were very few. But St. Francis had, so my senior 4 reads St. Francis at least.
Yes.
And I studied from there.
Yeah.
But now
so
you come
like, you went to a Muslim school? No, you're like, no. So here's the situation.
Where I didn't even study from, by the way.
Yes.
We had to go to that center. Here in Wandegate. Hey.
But it's a Muslim school. I'm pretty sure there was difference in...
I know, because I remember they told us that's where we had to sit from. And that's where actually we sat. There were many schools, not only ours.
Okay,
many schools that used it as
Came
a center,
it
plus their own students. It is a big, I don't know whether it is still there, but I think it is.
It is, yes. So you don't have any particular specific memory of high school?
What I
You
remember,
didn't have time to establish.
in
really.
Impanga and St. Francis, we were now getting to senior 3 and 4, and we were beginning to be very serious. And
Yeah.
But in Impanga, I was a member of the wildlife club. I used to enjoy the travels to Mwea.
Yes. Now
And then our
see
wildlife
it.
club was, very vibrant. And I'm someone who really loved nature.
Yes.
So I joined the club without even hesitation, very fast, because I felt...
Considering you wanted to see where the...
that was a belonging. Now I felt I belonged to this club.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you found out that you had to do from another center, what were you thinking at that point?
Actually, I told my brother, I came and said, I don't know what this is, but these people at school are telling us we are not going to sit from our school, we are going somewhere else.
Yes.
Is that normal? Is that okay? I remember him investigating into that matter. You're someone who didn't take things for
Also
granted.
lightly, yeah?
I think I take from him.
Yes.
It's called Sam Tsugume. I take from him a lot. So he made sure he called the director of the school and wanted to be sure what the situation was.
Yes.
So he understood it and then explained it to me.
Okay.
He calmed me down, said it's okay. It's not that you are going now to begin studying from there again. You actually
Just sitting for your
exam
exam.
time. You'll just be going there to sit for your papers, and that's all. Little did I know the certificate would come reading that. That I didn't ask because I even didn't know. I thought it would come with my school.
Would come with your school. Yes, that is true.
No, I picked it from my school, but it had that. And I was like, okay.
As long as I have.
Yeah.
So you finished your senior 6.
Yes.
And Makere, right? What do you do?
I finished my senior 6 and Makere, so we are going straight to the university.
Yes, because now I'm thinking within the VAC, what did you do in that space?
In the space of senior 6, I actually enrolled to do a course.
Ah, nice.
A course in journalism.
Yes. You couldn't help yourself.
Yeah. My brother encouraged me. Actually, my brother wanted me to be a journalist. I remember when I was in senior 4, actually wrote an article, which he helped me take. I think it was New Vision. Yes. And it was published.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It was published.
I'm really hoping you still have that.
I don't know. I'm going to look for it. I should be. That was really long ago. Yes. I used to keep it,
Yeah, and show all your friends and show everything. Yes.
Yeah, so I enrolled in journalism school at Uganda Institute of Business and Media Studies, Mengo still.
I can really see your brother's hand here, all through.
Yeah. I went to Mengo. I studied at that school. I graduated with a diploma in journalism. Nice. Before graduating, I had to do internship. So I got to UBC, I asked for a place, and I was offered to be an intern. Yes. I started doing my internship at UBC, and I became actually very, at some point, I lost the other lawyer somehow. I started seeing myself that route.
I see it.
By then they were calling us artists.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I completed the internship and I was taken on
That's good.
as an artist. I started actually reading news. You know, doing the real Ballet Francis thing I used to do at home.
At home, yes. You're like, here we are.
I was reading news in English in the morning
Yes.
at 6 and at night at 10 p.m.
Oh, wow.
They would pick me from home, bring me, I read the news, and take me back. And even at 10,
Yes.
there was a big white van. I don't know whether it's still there. It used to come, pick me, go read news, and come back.
Yes.
And then also midway, they also gave me a program to do, a religious program called Ijatumuramye. It's a calling, ask for a song you want, send greetings. I use it to do it with a Muzee who now passed on, may his soul rest in eternal peace, called Dan Byobyonka. Maybe you even don't know him for you. We're still young, definitely.
A bit later.
Dan Byobyonka.
But which year is this?
This is 2000? 1999, 2000?
Okay.
Yeah. I started reading the news and I was doing it so well, guided by the editor. Then, God, I have forgotten his name. He was a man from the East. I have forgotten his name. But he was so good. He would really, whenever I would come out from the newsroom, he would tell me, here I did well, here I did bad, improve here, improve there, start mentioning this.
Guide you.
I remember I was having an issue with mentioning some districts in the north, Nakapiripiriti. There's a time I mentioned Nakapiripiriti. They should never do that again. If you cannot pronounce it well, let someone pronounce it before you, and then you. I remember the other trait of me having very difficult words. Now I had grown, maybe I was not having time to do that anymore, or what? And it was affecting me.
And then you remembered, you're like, hey, that is true.
Yeah. So while there, the lawyer in me wakes up. The lawyer wakes up now.
All of a sudden.
And I enroll at the Lord Women's Center to do a diploma.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Because remember, I could not go to the university directly. So I start doing my diploma in law with the intention of it getting me to the university.
Yes.
I do the diploma and I actually get to the university.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
After doing your diploma?
After doing my diploma, I complete the diploma. Meanwhile, I'm still working with UBC. I complete LDC. I apply. Whatever criteria those people were considering, I don't know. But at least the diploma now helped me to apply for the law degree at Makerere University.
Oh, wow.
Guess what? The diploma didn't get me there. I think they only took first class. And I was so disappointed. How do I become a lawyer? But I must become. I get to know there's a program called Mature Entry, where you apply as now a mature person. And at that point, by the way, that was 2001, around here. 2002, by the way, I had already met my fiancé, who is my husband now.
Hey, while you were doing internship, it's when you met?
No. I met when I had just enrolled to do the diploma in journalism.
Okay.
And in 2002, I had already given birth to our firstborn. Oh, wow. Now I'm a mother. I'm working with UBC. I'm enrolling to studies. You get it?
Yes, all of these things.
But finally, I applied to the university to join.
Through the mature entry.
Exactly. I go and sit that exam. And guess what exam it was? Mathematics and English. Aptitude. But you know what? I was so determined. I used to read. I used to, because I was told this mathematics they will pick from P7 through secondary school.
Yes, random, yes.
They said if you pass one very well, the other one if you pass it. So I passed my English. Yes. I know I also passed maths, although they don't show you, they don't even tell you what you got. You only find your name on the list that you have actually passed the exam. I passed the entry exam.
Nice.
I was the happiest.
You're like, finally. Just a reminder for everyone, we're here at Daughter Exclusive, Ginger Road Spear House. It's a beautiful furniture house. They have a lot of things that you can look out for and see, and this is where we seated. They've been kind enough to offer us their space every time we're bringing our Super Soul sisters, and our Super Soul sister here, of course, is still giving us a whole lot more. Now we're going to be back shortly with Margaret Kasumba to just, where we've reached. We'll be back so that she continues for us this story after she finally gets into law school, which she has been, of course, she got both her dreams, journalism and law. You take the chances. Yes, with our Super Soul sister here, Margaret Kasumba, and of course that Dotash exclusive using the amazing space here. Now, from the very beginning, if you've been following this story quite well, rather the conversation, she pointed out, I wanted to be a journalist, but also I wanted to be a lawyer. Now, all of these things at this point in her life, she has pushed to make sure at least she has gotten a bit of each of that. And it's very okay, by the way, to have dreams, many dreams. People call it a dream, but I think you can have as many.
You can have as many, and then you
can
specialize and nurture some that you really think
yes.
you must achieve.
Yes.
Now, Uganda Wildlife Authority advertises for jobs. After advertising for jobs, okay, and they wanted someone with an investigative background, someone who can investigate a situation. In journalism, once you're a journalist, you can investigate anything.
Yeah, that is true.
I applied. I got that opportunity to get that job. That is 2004. And I have applied at Makerere to join.
For law school.
I go to UWA to begin working, and Makerere gives me the place.
It's okay to be ambitious.
At that point, I resigned from UBC.
So you get the job.
I get the job at UWA, and at the same time.
So what job is this at UWA?
When I first get my job, I get it as a law enforcement officer. They call them warden law enforcement.
Yes.
I'm supposed to work as an investigator, arrest wildlife offenders generally.
Yes.
Yeah. So I get into that, and I'm doing it, so well.
Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, when I joined in 2004 in February.
Yes.
Then in 2005, they took us for training.
But now law school.
Law school has admitted me, and I've not yet reported. It is a whole. They admit you, and then that time, you'd be there waiting. There's that whole. They have admitted you, but then time goes.
Waiting,
our training was 6 months.
Okay.
I returned from training, and immediately started on the procedure of finalizing admission issues.
Yes.
And I was now working, studying, family.
Yes.
I still had one child.
Okay.
I came to add on. By the way, I have 4 children in total.
Oh, nice.
With my very last one being 4 years.
Oh dear.
People keep saying you're lying. That's not your
That's
last.
not your last.
I'm the one who knows. Because when I had my third, somehow people thought it was my last, and I think maybe somehow I mentioned it. I don't know.
Yeah, usually people say this is it.
But me, I knew you wanted 4, so then like last time you lied. You said it was your
last one. Yeah.
Kumbe, that was acting last and not substantive. So, but this time,
yes.
I'm really done, because you need to have targets in life.
Yeah.
I was appointed to prosecute wildlife crime as well as a prosecutor.
Oh, nice.
I was even transferred to the legal department.
Right.
From law enforcement to legal as a prosecutor.
That is because of...
While still at UWA, and I'm growing meanwhile. Now I'm a senior warden law enforcement, senior warden legal. I even changed it from enforcement,
to legal. Yes.
I'm still there up to 2013. 2013, a position for manager law enforcement fell vacant. It was advertised.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you're good at these things. You're good at applying for stuff.
And by 2013, I'm done with my law.
With your law, yes.
And they want someone who has a law background, someone who has a paramilitary training background.
Yes.
actually, I must say, I had 80%
of what was
what they
required.
wanted.
Yes.
Although they also wanted someone with a master's, with what I had at 80.
Yes.
The organization felt
Plus
it
knowing
right
what,
to just
how
give
you've
me the
performed
position. They gave me the place and also told me to go back to school and attain what I didn't have. You see how God does his things.
Exactly. I said, we want the master's, so you go and...
So as we talk, I enrolled for a master's at Cavendish University. I'm doing Master of Laws, majoring in Natural Resources Conservation.
Oh, nice. This is really good.
I ask my children, although I have one who is very focused,
Yeah.
my second born called Mark Asimwe, he knows he wants to become a doctor.
Very assured.
And recently he made me laugh. He has a liking for Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng.
Oh, really?
Now, during the campaigns for speakership, because we were discussing that at home, we know it was the news.
Engaging them, yes.
He gets to know Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng is also going to contest to become a speaker. So he asked us, now, if Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng becomes a speaker, does it mean she stops being Minister for Health? I said, yes, definitely. Even as we talk, she has resigned because she's going to contest. He was like, oh, no. I was interested. I said,
Why?
What is your issue? But I like her. I want her to continue being Minister for Health. I swear, that is something that hit me.
Yes.
I wanted to know more. I was like, okay, so why?
She's best.
He just told me she's doing her job so well.
She should not lose the...
My husband said, if we knew her, we would call her jealous. Then my daughter, I want to dance. I like dancing. I want to become a lawyer. She has about 4 of them.
4 of them, yeah.
So I've realized she needs to be properly defined. If not by herself, we need maybe to come in and get here. Of course, you can't influence, and that is something you should never do. If she wants to become a musician, so be it.
So be it. That is true.
Yeah.
You can
I'll only try to a bit divert as I watch the space. If I realize she's so hell-bent there, I'll give up. I will not even try to force her to take a different direction.
That is
You should
true.
never do that to your child, otherwise they will go do what you want them to do, but then come back and do what they want.
And you were the first woman
Yes.
to take on that role.
In that law enforcement, because remember the requirements, you have to have had paramilitary training,
Yes.
and you need to have had all those other qualifications. It so happened, remember at the joining point, I joined as an officer already. I was an officer with 3 stones. In the army, that is a captain.
That's a captain.
And in Uwa, when you join as an officer, then you're already up there. You're not a ranger.
Yes.
But because I was in law enforcement, at that time there was a gentleman who passed on, unfortunately. He had come from Chankwanzi, Nali, to join UWA, called Mr. Lulu Itipa. They said when you join law enforcement, then you go for training, regardless of the fact that you have joined as an officer, or you are a low-rank person.
Yes.
Now we had joined the 3 of us. They advertised for 3 places. I took one, my colleagues took the other 2. One of them is also doing very well in conservation of nature. The other person I joined with, for her, she was a full advocate of the High Court. She had already done her law course and everything. She was now the full prosecutor, that one.
Yes.
Me and Opiene joined as investigators.
As investigators,
She was called Rehema Nabunya. I think she's in the private sector at the moment. Now the 3 of us were supposed to go for training. What happens? While there, Opiene was still doing his law course as well. He was already at Makerere.
Yes.
And he joined LDC at the time. Was supposed to go for training. So he requested management to help him first complete LDC, because going to LDC was not a joking subject. So Opiene goes to LDC. He's off the list of people going for training amongst officers. Meanwhile, all the others are low class. Rehema, a vacancy for manager legal falls vacant, and Madam Rehema Nabunya is taken to act as legal manager. I remain alone. They took me alone as an officer.
Wow.
Now reaching there, the situation is different. You are an officer fine, but you're going to do a basic ranger training. So what are you exactly? And we were being trained by UPDF from Kaweweta and Kabamba. who were training at para-training school for UWA in the Murchison Falls National Park. I reached there. I went in my uniform with my peeps because they really didn't know what to expect.
Yes.
Reaching there, they begin asking themselves, but is this person a trainee? Is she one of us? Why is she? Then finally they get to know I'm actually supposed to be a trainee. Not a trainer. I remember two corporals. One stood here, one here. They removed my peeps within a second.
Wow.
And within no time, I was like the others.
Yeah.
And from that point, I understood it from that point that, okay, you know me, I've always helped myself to adjust my own situations and understand them.
Yes.
And it's a trait that I thank God I got and I still have. That training made me, I'm this person. Remember, I had my diploma in law, so I know, more or less I'm a paralegal, you know.
Yes.
And I'm being told, hey, you're all going to sit down. And where are we sitting? There is water, there is water.
It's so muddy.
Why would you make someone sit in such an environment? Within, I think, a period of 3 weeks, there are some questions they had stopped asking because they were not even relevant to this one. You now I can't explain it to you and you understand it.
Yeah,
The other thing.
But I can imagine them looking at you like, what is your problem? You know?
These things of human rights.
They don't.
Those rights are there and they are very respected during training. But there is what they call breaking you so that then they make the best out of you.
Yeah.
That is what happens.
Oh, wow.
So I allowed myself to be broken down and I was mad and here I am. At one point, I actually wanted to escape. It got a toll on me.
Escaping. Oh.
It got a toll on me. I was like, dear God, is this what I applied for to go and do in UWA? I started, we would build those small, they call them manyata. I entered my kamanyata after kitamaduni. Kitamaduni is that singing that takes place at night and goes on until like around 4. And then at 4 you are told you go and sleep. As you are just entering the manyata like this, a whistle is going off for you to assemble for exercises. I first started my kamanyata for some minutes. I'm like, is this what I came for? On top of other mental situations to break you, like I told you. I was like, no. Can't I leave? I still had my job at Radio Uganda. I believe if I go back, Commissioner can welcome me back. I did a lot of thinking. Then I made a decision. I'm going to run away. I'm going to run. Okay. Then guess what? That training school is another situation. Where we were training from, there is River Nile is where it passes. Rover. If you can only cross that point using a ferry or a boat. It was a ferry you cross with or a boat. I was like, they will identify because you basically you have only uniform on you. You don't have any other clothes.
Any other outfits, yes.
And they would tell this is a trainee, you know. And I was like, if I use Daya, they will get me. What do I do? Do I move through the park? There are lions, hyenas, leopards.
Yeah, so you're safer of being.
I was like, but these ones will eat me. Is it worth it? I said, okay, let me hold on. Because they kept telling us, some instructors would say, if you can really be patient, you people, after 1 month and a half, you will get back to normal. You will even realize you actually love the training. So finally, God gave me the grace to get there. And I settled in. I actually loved the training. At the end of it, I was even, when you're about complete training, they give you your own government. They tell you now to mwefuge. Meanwhile, they are watching you, and that is the most dangerous time. You do anything because you are in a kwefuga situation, you have gone through all the other stuff, you didn't escape then, they would chase you at that point.
At that point.
You know? I imagined one of their best students upon pass out.
Nice. Nice. Imagine, and you wanted to escape, eh?
I learned my Swahili there, but it wasn't good because...
You learned it older.
I learned it older, and also the conditions. You speak English, the language of instruction is Swahili. Now, if you don't know, you'd keep quiet.
That is true.
Now, that reminds me one of the situations when I was leading a parade. the pass out was presided over by His Excellency. Of course, you command in Swahili.
Yes.
I think the commands I gave had some issue. Thereafter, he called me and he told his escort to get his book. He was writing whatever I was saying. He got the book. Kasumba. How did you say this? You repeat. Then he taught me how to speak good, how to give that command well, for which I think I can never make that mistake again, because I learned directly from him.
Yes.
And then he instructed our state minister then, Honorable Chiwanda, that these Uwa people should learn how to speak good English. And I don't want them to talk like this again. I'm a commander, OPTO, operations and training officer. I'm overseeing the entire, they are telling us if anything happens to any trainee, we are the people responsible.
Yes,
but then also at the lower level, I was a section commander. Remember that time when I told you I was not understanding the whole thing?
Yes.
I was appointed a section commander. A section commander, you command 12 people behind you. Now, at one point, I came on parade and some members of my team were missing. And I was asked, where are they? I said, but these are mature people. They are all above 18.
It's what you
How
say.
do I account for them? That was after 3 days of training, reporting on. How do I account for them? They know where they are. Hey, I was made to carry a katusha. Katusha is a gun, a big gun you carry here. But then our guns, then there were trees.
Yes.
A big tree with branches. I carried it here because the other people were missing on parade.
So they
were
represent.
All that was teaching me something, which something I've carried on, and it has helped me.
Being a woman now in the forces and being the woman, the role you're now having at UA, have you got any challenges because, she's a woman?
Of course, those ones come in, although people are now very careful to openly, assure you.
They go around.
They go around the situation. But of course, also, how you do your work gives them what to say.
That is true.
About you. When they're about to say she's just a woman, they are remembering, but she's even the first one to head this function. So whom do you compare her with?
Exactly. And she's performing.
And she's actually performing according to the way we do our work there.
Yes.
You wouldn't underrate me.
Yeah. So while doing all of this, and you're doing your master's, you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm still doing it. Yes. I'm hoping to complete this year. I'm now doing my research.
COVID sort of came in and...
COVID came in, it disrupted the whole program. Before universities got to know actually people can do exams online. Yeah. We lost some time. We lost some time when they were still debating. No, COVID will end, they'll come do it here, blah, blah, blah. By the time they decided, we do exams online. We had lost some time. Yeah.
What do you do? Okay, now you can't get family out of the picture. But what do you do as you...
And whether now that you mentioned family, I need to mention something about my husband. With all that I've been able to achieve, even when I was at UBC, when I was studying at LDC, when I was doing my diploma in journalism, that's the time we met. He's also a lawyer. He's actually an advocate of the High Court. Okay. He's also an officer in the UPDF. He's a major. He's called Major Tumhairo Ruhanga.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
He has supported me from day one. From the time he got to know that I'm the one in his life. He has been supportive from the time I was a girlfriend to the time he became a fiancé. You know, you graduate from girlfriend to now fiancé. You see, you're heading there. Up to the time I'm a wife. He's been so supportive. I move a lot with this work of UA. I move a lot in the field, sometimes out of the country. Yes. He's been there.
She's busy, but
I had to move out of the country when I was pregnant to go away for 10 months.
Oh.
That time I was in legal department.
Yes.
And I was going to do an exchange program with Tanzania at the Tanzania National Parks in Arusha. And then I had a 3-year-old whom I could not leave behind. My doctor.
Your doctor.
Dr. Mark, in the making, a Chinese friend. I had to carry him along. So now the organization was taking care of me as me.
Yeah.
Now you say have this one. Now I have the one I'm carrying in me. Now all that was on him.
Oh, dear. So what do you do in your free time? As Margaret Kasumba. What?
Oh God, now
like,
you
okay,
have
now
me.
I am not busy. Today I have my free day.
Now you have me. Woo, I'm very poor at that.
You're always busy. You want to...
Not that I'm very busy all the time. No, I have weekends where I don't work unless something calls for me to be there. But or a weekend finds me in the field. But I like family time. When I'm around and my children are around and we are talking and we are discussing things. If it is watching a movie, we are watching together.
Oh, nice.
If it is doing homework, I'm there being supportive. You guys, let me see your work. You get it? Yeah. My children actually accuse me of not being this person who takes them out often.
Yeah. Like, but...
I've promised them to take them to the Uganda Wildlife, this Easter rather, to take them to the Uganda Wildlife Education Center. They are very excited because they're on holiday. We also have a plan. We have to go to the national parks. I've not taken them.
Yes, for all of these travels. And
you know.
Do you still have like your reading culture?
I read, except now I read less, maybe because I get tired because of other things I do. My best writer is John Grisham. He writes those legal thrillers.
Yes, yes.
I read magazines. I'm not a person so much into beauty, but when I get a magazine that has that component, I read to appreciate people, how they look and how they take care of themselves. I read newspapers as a must, and then I watch lots of news, national, international.
Yeah, that is very true.
And movies, and also like soaps.
When you get the chance to follow up.
I follow.
Indeed.
I cook. I like posho.
Oh, posho is good.
I can also prepare sauce, peanuts, very good peanuts. Chicken, the meat itself, except now things are changing. You don't have to fry things.
Things a lot, I love a boiled chicken.
So just boiling meat, what's the problem with that?
As we wind up, the final words you want to talk to the young girls out there that want to take on this role, that want to push. What do you have to say to these young people?
For whatever it is that you want to achieve, be it joining the forces and carrying that gun and doing the work, you can actually achieve that. Yeah. First, get it into your head that that's what you want to do. Focus on to achieving it. Especially the biggest challenge comes after you have achieved it.
Yeah.
How do you sustain it? How do you take it on? You will find challenges. You are required to have the patience that will push you through. You're required to have the discipline. Do not allow yourself to be corrupt, because that has killed our society.
Yeah.
Conserving nature is very key.
Yes.
Did you know that the nature we keep destroying every day? If all of us human beings decided to pass on, leave this world and disappear, nature would flourish.
That is true. Well, thank you so much, Margaret Kasumba. Of course, it's, she took on. You know, I remember one of my sisters debating, should I use daddy's name? Should I stay with mine? But either way, this is who she is. And of course, she has told us her entire journey.
And you need to, because family supports you a lot,
yes.
That family, I need to mention something very important. When I'm sorry we've left that,
but
I need to go back. Do you see the maids we employ? Those people are very important in our lives. Me, I have maids at home. And the way I treat them gives me the confidence that because there are those times when I'm not around, my husband is not around, the kids are with maids for weeks.
Yes.
Those people need to be respected, loved, and nurtured. You tune them to
what you want.
In good faith, not because you want to exploit their service. Let them feel the love.
But thank you so much. Thank you so much, Margaret Kasumba Abwoli.
Yes, Abwoli, Pako Yange.
Rowena Kajumba is my name. Daughters is where we're at, and of course Ginger Road here at Spear House. Beautiful space. You can check it out. They've given us the opportunity to be here now. Till next time, have a good one.